Hey guys, Jared with Van Do It. I'm going to take you guys through one of our new features that we have, which is our 22-gallon water system. This 22-gallon water system has hot water, holding tank, mixers, and a lot of different features built into it. So in this system, it is a full accessory that is portable, removable, and modular. So this whole box has everything built into it. So you have a 20-gallon holding water tank, along with a 1.3-gallon hot water. And then inside this is we have a pump that's a pressurized pump that primes itself off of the system. And through combining those three components, we have a mixing valve to where you can go hot, cold, and you can set mixed temperatures off of this. Now what this is giving you is it's giving you a mixed output out of the back of the box, which is white. And then at the front of the box, you also have a mixed output as well here, which is the white one again. And so the mixed lines run off of the mixer. And if you also see here at the front, we also have a red and a blue line. So these are dedicated hot, straight from your hot water, and then a blue straight off of your tank, which would be your water that's ambient within the vehicle. So consider it your cold. And so you have three outputs out of the front, and then you have one out the back. The reason for the one out the back is because you're so close to the mixing valve, you can set this to however you want it. And then that gives you the ability of also, with these quick disconnect fittings, so you quick connect. Basically this is a pressurized, so this has a valve built in. So the water that just came out, it's actually coming out of this hose. We do that so whenever you need to winterize, you can actually release the water out. And it actually gives you the ability of not having this water line freeze because it's holding water from this being valved. But on the other side, this is valved because this line is still holding pressure. Now with it being a quick disconnect, you can also quick connect it as well. And what's cool about this is that this same fitting and this same mix line is at the other end of the box. So if you want to use this spray down to go back here and do a spray down of whatever it is that you might be doing, you can actually take this same fitting, we can take this same system, pop it, and you can take this line and go back to the front and use this coil hose at your slider door as well. And so we'll leave this connected back here. We can just put that right back. Now inside these controls, what's also kind of cool that we've done is you have a selector which selects where your pump gets your water from. So this is a selector knob. When it is pointed towards the tank, that means that the pump inside is actually getting the water from this holding tank. Now, let's say that you ran out of water. Let's say that you are wanting to run with jerry cans or other fillables. Let's say you're in a need of needing to use water from something else. What you do is you can actually turn this knob. Oops, sorry. You gotta turn this knob, and now you're pointed actually here to this fitting. This fitting here actually runs out, and you can hook up a 6-gallon jerry can that we'll show you, and you can basically run from here into a 6-gallon jerry. You can daisy chain them. So to understand that a little better, right now you are capped at a 20-gallon holding tank. With having this feature and selectable where the water comes from, your water storage actually can be endless because you can stack jerry cans, you can run into a much larger tank. A lot of the time whenever my wife and I are traveling, we like purified water, so we'll get the 5-gallon water jugs from like Lowe's or Home Depot that's drinking water, and we'll use this fitting to tap that and be able to use it. Now the other thing is that since this is modular and it can go anywhere, what we have to do is we have to come up with a way to be able to fill this tank, to be able to try to figure out the best ways to be able to, be able to move it throughout the vehicle and not have a port on the outside of the van. So that's what you have here. So this is retractable, so it goes right back in. This is a retractable fitting that can hook up to a garden hose. You turn the garden hose on, and this is actually a direct fill into this tank. Now it's not pressurized, meaning you can't leave your garden hose hooked to this, because if you do, it's actually just gonna fill over, and then we have a drain on the back side that goes through the van floor, typically wherever you have it installed. And so you have to run into this. You can fill up here. Also, we have the ability of taking this fitting here. You can actually take this apart, and you can undo this nozzle. And what it allows you to do is actually, we'll fit this back on. What this allows you to do is, if we put this fitting here connected, you connect the system from the back mix, you run it into the tank. And with having this selector knob going from a jerry can, you can use a jerry can to go into the system with the selector knob running from the tank. The water from the jerry can comes through your mix, and it actually comes through, and with these two connected, the water goes from the jerry can through the system and actually out like you'd use it, but actually back in to fill your 20 gallon. So the best way to put it is you can use this line to fill from jerry cans, utilizing your pump in the box, and or you can use it with a garden hose to use it from somewhere else. So we have a accessory 6-gallon tank, and with the 6-gallon tank, we are going to take water from it, and we are going to go into the system, into the pump, out of the mix, and back in. So basically the best way to demonstrate this is we're going to tap this tank. We're going to go to the input side of this. Now remember, when you go to the input here, you have to make sure that we're selecting water from this tank. So we're going to turn this on. We'll let the pump prime. So right now we're getting water out of here. So water's coming from here into the system. So whenever it does that, basically, so we have pressure coming, we're gonna kill the pressure. We're gonna let the pressure die. Okay, so we're gonna undo this here, and then we're gonna take our fill line for our 20-gallon tank, and we are actually going to couple them together. Now, as we couple these together, what's happening is you have water coming from your 6-gallon tank into this auxiliary input. Selector knob is selecting this, not the tank. This goes in to the pump, comes out the mixing valve, because we're set just to on, comes out the mixing valve, comes in and goes to the fill line for the 20-gallon. So if I turn this pump back on, it's running, and it's gonna run basically in through the pump, through the mixer, out the mix line, and back in and go into this tank. And so you can't quite see it from the shadow, but our water fill line here, you can see it kind of hopping around. But there's your water fill line. And as this fills, this is going to grow because it's filling off of the 6-gallon. And so that is one of the major features of this system, is being able to pull water from here. Now you can also just use this. Let's say you're in a cold environment. Let's say you want to be where you actually don't want to use this. Or let's say for some reason the box is leaking and it is contained to this tank. So while you're waiting for service work and things like that, you still have a way to use water. You also have a way, whenever you don't have a garden fill up, to actually still fill your system. And so this is kind of a trick, kind of a clever way to be able to get water into your built-in water storage without having to have a pressurized system outside the vehicle. Now, the last thing to kind of look at here inside this is we talked through your fill line. your selector knob, which was where water comes from, your mixer to go hot, cold, on, off, pressure for your mix lines at the front and the back. And then you have 2 buttons here. This whole box is powered off of 110, and you can put it wherever. You can take it out, you can put it in your house, put it in your garage, set it in the back of your truck, use it for something else. But these are 2 on switches. So the top one turns your pump on and you can hear it priming. And so, and then your second one turns on your hot water. We do this so that we can use kind of power management to where you don't have to have your hot water always on when you want your pump running, because you don't always need hot water. And in your vans, power is everything. So we do these simple switches, which are also Bluetooth and Wi-Fi based. So we can actually do this, and actually I can turn on and off from here, and we put these throughout the vehicle so they give you that accessibility wherever. And the reason why we do it this way, again, is because this system is modular. It moves throughout the vehicle. You can take it out, put it in your garage, but you gotta be able to take your controls with you. So this is our new 22-gallon water system. This is offered in our Do models. We do have a version of this that's in our Move models with a little bit smaller storage for a little bit more ease, but this is the water option for a holding tank in our Do models. And we have it set here underneath the bed, and then you can actually take it, position it on the other side, you can position it forward. Really, it goes wherever you want it to go, that best seats, or I guess fits for your upfit, and also, it is a seat. So I can use it as a bench. You can use it for basically all different things. So appreciate you guys taking a look at our new feature. And if you have any questions, please reach out, comment, like below, subscribe for more stuff that we release.